What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of MLB action here on Friday, June 6th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate. I'll give you my dog of the day and pick out my massive lock, my pick that regardless of price, I think is the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes, with injury news coming out, starters being confirmed, and with some lines being released a little bit later at night or early in the morning. Yesterday, guys, things looking pretty good so far. Now, we got off to a rough start. We had the Phillies at -125. Jesus Luzardo implosion in that game, guys. A 9-1 loss there to Toronto. So not a good look on the Phillies, but bounced back quickly. We had the Giants at -125. That was a 3-2 win. Robbie Ray just a little bit better than Cease, and both bullpens were lights out. So the Giants will take that one-run win. We unfortunately took a bad beat there on the underplay on the Mets and Dodgers. We had under 10. 4 runs scored in the 8th inning. Doomed us, guys. Very, very annoying because it looked like a great spot and unfortunately doesn't come through in the end, but bounced back quickly once again. We had the Rangers, Tampa Bay under 9. That play looked insanely good, and it came through for us. A 4-3 win there for Tampa Bay thanks to a 3-run 9th inning. Seems like we were right about that one being absolutely fantastic value. Now, we still got the Pirates at +135 drawing live as our dog of the day. That game was very much rain delayed, so we'll be keeping an eye on that as we make it through this video. We also had the Yankees at -265 as our massive lock of the day. That was a 4-0 win there for New York. Fried was lights out over 6 innings, and the bullpen didn't crack at all. So very, very good stuff there for the Yankees. We cash another lock of the day. So let's go ahead and jump into things here. We have a massive, massive slate out there on Friday. So time to hop in and see if we can find some value. And first up, we've got the Miami Marlins going on the road to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The Marlins come into this game fresh off getting swept in a 3-game series they played at home against the Colorado Rockies. That's pretty embarrassing. They'll hand the ball in this game to Edward Cabrera, hoping he can help them bounce back. He's 2-1 on the year, a 4.14 ERA. His last start, very good there against the Giants. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 0 runs allowed, walked 3, and struck out 5, and a 1-0 win there for the Marlins. The Marlins are actually 4-0 over his last 4 starts, and he's been very, very good in those outings. So we'll see what version of him we get here against Tampa Bay. Obviously not a monster team offensively. Now, the bullpen for Miami has been a significant issue all year long. They're, 8th, 7th, something like that. The worst in the majors with a 4.49 bullpen ERA. The offense has been coming up very small recently. 2 and 4 runs there against the Rockies. I mean, they're just not hitting the ball, guys. They're down to 23rd in the majors in runs scored. They're 23rd in slugging percentage. Not a very scary team at the plate. So they're going to have to come up with something here against the Rays, who just won 3 in a row against the Rangers, winning 4-3, 5-4, and 5-1. They'll hand the ball in this one to my twin brother, Zach Littell, who's 5-5 on the year, a 3.86 ERA. After a bit of a rough start to the year, he's rounded into form pretty aggressively. The Tampa Bay Rays are 5-0 over his last 5 starts. He's coming up a 9-inning complete game there against Houston, where we eventually saw Tampa Bay win 16-3. 6 strikeouts in that game, but gave up 10 hits and 3 earned runs. But in a blowout, they were more than happy to leave him out there to finish off that game back on the 31st. So we'll see how things go for him in this one. A little bit worried that he's coming off such an extended start. Fatigue could be an issue, but I think he'll be relatively okay. We'll see how that plays out. Now, the bullpen for Tampa Bay has been excellent this year, 4th best in the majors, a 3.16 bullpen ERA. And the offense, 4, 5, and 5 runs over their last few doesn't look amazing, but they're headed in the right direction, guys. They're up to 13th in the majors in runs scored. They're batting .246. That's right at MLB average. They're 19th in on-base percentage. This is a team that suddenly looks like they can hit the ball a little bit. So we'll see what they can do in this one. The odds makers like the Rays a lot. The Marlins are +138. The Rays are -162. We've got a total of 8.5. Miami is 9-17 on the road, a terrible road team. They are 16-10 to the over on the road. Tampa Bay is 20-19 at home, 22-14-3 to the under at home. I think with these two guys on the mound and the way these two offenses have been looking, we have to certainly consider under 8.5 in this spot. I don't know if I'm in love with it. I do also think we have to strongly consider the Rays here. -162 is a bit of an expensive price, but Littell's been throwing the ball so well. I do worry about him coming off an extended start, though, and that's probably what will keep this out of the pinned comment. Next up, guys, we have the Philadelphia Phillies going on the road to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Phillies come into this game fresh off an embarrassing 9-1 loss there in Game 3 at Toronto. Now, they'll head to Pittsburgh for this one. Not a super easy flight necessarily. They'll hand the ball in this game to Joe Ross, who has yet to figure in a result this season. He's a bullpen guy, so it's looking like a full-on bullpen start there from the Phillies, which I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty terrifying considering they've got a very bad bullpen, guys. 24th in the majors in bullpen ERA, a 4.56 ERA coming out of the pen. Not exactly filling me with optimism. So we'll see what happens. Not loving the pitching situation in this game for the Phillies, though, not at all. Now, the offense obviously has, taken some sort of hiatus, scoring, 1 run in each of their last 2 games. Now, over the course of the season, they're putting up excellent numbers. Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, lots of dudes hitting the ball well. But they're 7th in the majors in runs scored, 5th in batting average, but none of that really is mattering right now as they just got mowed down by the Blue Jays. So we'll see what they do here against the Pirates, who are currently down 4-1 in the top of the 5th inning. So that's a little bit annoying. Look like they're going to be okay, but yeah, not looking great. But they're still alive. Weirder things have happened. The Pirates not having a great season, 23-39 overall. They'll hand the ball in this game to Bailey Falter, who's actually been pretty solid. 4-3 on the year, a 3.14 ERA. He has given up 2 earned runs over his last 5 starts. Yeah, pretty nuts. His last time out, a 5-0 win there for the Pirates against the Padres. He went 6 1/3 innings, gave up 2 hits and no runs. So definitely somebody you always have to be keeping an eye on here. He has looked excellent this year. Very good stuff from Bailey Falter. He hasn't faced the Phillies yet this season, so that could change a bit, but I'm expecting him to be very good. The bullpen situation for the Pirates is not good, though. They're slightly better than the Phillies, but a 4.44 bullpen ERA, obviously pretty terrible. In the offense, not really on the Phillies level, guys. I mean, they're down to 29th in the majors in runs scored, 30th in slugging percentage, 24th in on-base percentage. I'm not in love with this team offensively for all the obvious reasons. But looking at the numbers for this game, the Phillies are -145. The Pirates are +125. We've got a total of 9 out there. The Phillies are 18-13 on the road, 18-21-1 to the under on the road. The Pirates are 14-17 at home, 16-14-1 to the under at home. This feels gross, guys. I don't want to be on the Pirates in back-to-back days as my dog of the day, but I have to consider them here at +125 with Bailey Falter on the mound. They just seem to win games when he's on the mound. Obviously, they've won their 4 out of their last 5 with him on the mound, with wins over teams like San Diego, Cincinnati, the Mets, and the Atlanta Braves. So not terrible teams. I'm going to be leaning towards the Pirates here at +21 at 25. I'm not interested in the total, but that Phillies bullpen is terrible. I don't think we're going to see them look too good. And are they really going to blow up, offensively against Falter? Seems unlikely to me. Hopping in here with a quick reminder, guys, all of our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks. Major League Baseball is our most profitable sport the last 3 years running and is off to a great start to the year. At StumpTheSpread.com, you'll be able to see exclusive free picks that are only posted there, our free-to-use bet size calculator, and our premium top confidence picks, which might not and usually will not always match what you see here in the video, as we have a premium MLB capper over there at Stump the Spread that has many more years of experience, covering MLB than I have, and has some very sophisticated tools and algorithms that he uses to make all of his predictions. So definitely worth getting over there and checking that out. He's been off to a great start to this season, as kind of normal for this guy. To be honest, he's kind of a monster. Now, we'll see what he can get done out there on Friday. Now, you also need to get over to StumpTheSpread.com, sign up for a free account. All you need is your name and your email address, and that will get you on our free email newsletter list. There's all kinds of great information there, guys. Obviously, a free pick or 2 every single day straight to your inbox, as well as information on all kinds of other bets where we're seeing value out there, even on things like niche sports like golf, tennis, you name it, all NASCAR, even like crazy stuff like that. So definitely worthwhile to get over there and sign up for that free email newsletter. It's free information straight to your inbox. So also, guys, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing here every single day, I really appreciate every single one of my channel members that became channel members by clicking the little join button right below the video. Channel members get early access to all of our videos, as well as getting their name up on screen in every single video like you've been seeing. But maybe more importantly, guys, they get access to our members only giveaways. We'll be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie here in 2 days, or 1 day actually, on the 7th. So giving away a hoodie on the 7th, giving away a hoodie on the 14th, and we'll be giving away another hoodie sometime around the 20th, 21st, something like that, because we have crossed the 80, 82, 83, 84, something like that member threshold, and we are more than happy to be turning around and giving some value back to you guys in terms of, Stump the Spread merch that isn't even available for purchase. So definitely consider signing up for a channel membership. And now, guys, let's hop back in. We've got a ton of games to cover, and next up, we've got the Texas Rangers going on the road to take on the Washington Nationals. The Rangers come into this game fresh off getting swept there by the Tampa Bay Rays, so not a great look. They're down to 29-34 on the year. They'll hand the ball in this game to Patrick Corbin, who's 3-4 this season. He's fresh off a pretty decent start there against the Cardinals. Giving up 2 earned runs over 5 1/3 should put you in pretty good shape to have a chance to win. Well, unfortunately for Corbin, the Rangers put up 0 runs in that game and lost 2-0. He's been solid but not dominant, giving up 2, 3, 3, 3, and 2 earned runs over his last 5 starts. So we'll see what he looks like in this one. The Rangers bullpen's been pretty solid this year at times, but mediocre at other times. They're right around MLB average. The offense has been a train wreck, guys. They're 27th in the majors in runs scored, 28th in batting average. They're 29th in on-base percentage. This is a terrible offense. There's just no way around it. So we'll see if they can get anything done here against the Nationals, who not exactly playing the best ball of their season. They just lost 3 out of their last 4. They'll hand the ball in this game to Michael Soroka, who's 2-3 on the season, a 5.81 ERA. He got knocked around pretty aggressively there at Arizona his last time out. Now, the Nationals did eventually win that game 11-7, but it was not his fault. 6 hits and 4 earned runs over 5 1/3. Not normally going to get the job done. Also, he's given up a total of 5 home runs over his last 4 starts. Just not exactly ideal. So we'll see what we get out of Soroka. The bullpen for the Nationals has been one of the worst in the majors. Second worst currently, a 5.93 bullpen ERA. And the offense hasn't been anything special. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 11 over their last few games. They're currently 12th in the majors in runs scored, but 19th in batting average and 21st in on-base percentage. Not exactly an offense that I am terrified of. So looking at the numbers here, the Rangers are minus 130. The Nationals are plus 110. We've got a total of 9.5 in this game. The Rangers are 9-20 on the road. They are 16-12-1 to the under on the road. Washington is 14-15 at home, 15-13-1 to the over at home. I'm going to lean a bit towards under 9.5. I know the weather's starting to warm up a little bit, and maybe the bats are too, but I just don't see these two offenses coming up with a ton in this spot, even though neither pitching staff is amazing. In terms of a side, I'll take the Nationals as a small lean at plus 110. Not that I love what I'm seeing from Soroka, but anybody can have a decent night against the Rangers, and yeah, I don't think the Rangers are going to score any runs, kind of ever. So that's a small lean. None of this from this game is going in the pinned comment. Next up, guys, we got one of the biggest games on the slate. We're looking at the Boston Red Sox going on the road to take on the New York Yankees. The Red Sox come to this game winners of 1 out of 3 there against the Angels. Not exactly killing it this year at 30-34 on the year. They'll hand the ball in this game to Walker Buehler, who's 4-3 on the season, a 4.44 ERA. He got shelled his last time out. It was at Atlanta, 5 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 5 earned runs, including a couple home runs in that game. Yeah, it hasn't looked amazing. I mean, I don't know. There have been some really good games, but there's also been some stinkers. And, one of those great games came against the White Sox, so let's not overreact to that. So we'll see what version of Walker Buehler we get in this one. Obviously, going up against the Yankees, not exactly the easiest situation. Now, the Red Sox bullpen, while it's been a bit all over the place this season, is currently looking decent. A 3.44 bullpen ERA is not bad. They are fresh off of scoring 11 runs, so I'm sure that feels amazing. And over the course of the year, they're 6th in the majors in runs scored, but they're not at 100%. Obviously, Bregman not playing since, late May is being a bit of a problem. We'll see when he eventually comes back, but that's not been a huge, that has been a huge problem, or at least that's what it feels like here for the Red Sox. Now, we'll see if they can get going on the road here at Yankee Stadium, taking on their rivals. Now, the Yankees just won 2 out of 3 against the Guardians, including a 4-0 win there in Game 3, which cashed our lock of the day last night. So slam that like button if you enjoyed cashing that lock of the day. The Yankees will hand the ball in this one to Will Warren. This young 25-year-old, he's done some good stuff, done some bad stuff, kind of what you would expect out of a 25-year-old starter on a big league mound. He's 3-3 on the year, a 5.19 ERA. His last start, he got absolutely demolished there at the Dodgers. That's going to happen to you sometimes going up against the Dodgers. Didn't have his best outing there at Colorado the last time he was on the mound before the Dodgers. Now, the last time he pitched at Yankee Stadium, he lit up the Texas Rangers, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, no runs allowed, and struck out 10. Is that the version of Will Warren we're going to see in this game? Well, it's possible, but I wouldn't say it's anything close to a lock. The bullpen for the Yankees has been very good all season long. Maybe some stumbling blocks recently, but not a big problem. The offense is what carries this team. They've scored 4, 0, 3, and 7 runs over their last few, so not hitting the ball as hard as they have, generally speaking, this season, where they are 3rd in the majors in runs scored, 4th in batting average, 1st in on-base percentage, and 2nd in slugging percentage. So this Yankees offense is very, very scary. We'll see what they can do against Walker Buehler. Now, looking at the numbers for this game, the Red Sox are plus 145. The Yankees are minus 170. We've got a total of 9 out there. Boston is 13-18 on the road, 16-15 to the under on the road. The Yankees are 19-10 at home, 18-11 to the under at home. I mean, given these trends from these two teams, maybe lean slightly towards under 9. In terms of a side, though, I don't think I can take the Yankees with Will Warren on the mound against Walker Buehler, especially with the Red Sox being plus 145. I think we have to lean towards the underdog in this one. Now, I don't know if I'm confident enough to put this in the pinned comment, put it as a dog of the day or anything like that, but I mean, we have to at least consider it, guys. I'm not necessarily loving what I'm seeing from either starter right now, so it's probably not going to make it in there, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, the Arizona Diamondbacks are going on the road here to take on the Cincinnati Reds. The Diamondbacks just won their 4th straight game, getting the 11-10 win. They scored 7 runs in the 9th inning to rally their way past the struggling Braves. That was nuts, guys. You don't see that every day. So we'll see what happens. Ooh, we got the Pirates threatening here. It's 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th, and they've got a couple runners on. So we'll see what happens there. The Diamondbacks will hand the ball in this one to Eduardo Rodriguez, who's coming off the IL from that shoulder issue. He's 1-3 on the year, a 7.05 ERA. He got shelled in 5 straight starts before hitting the IL, so we'll see what happens there. Maybe not somebody I have a ton of faith in, I'll tell you that. The Arizona bullpen's been a huge part of their struggles this year. Bottom 4 in the majors, a 5.25 bullpen ERA. And the offense, while they're coming off of a transcendent day yesterday, has been good, but I'm not going to say it's been quite as good as it was. I mean, they're currently 5th in the majors in runs scored, 6th in batting average, 3rd in slugging percentage. So not a bad offense by any stretch, but this entire pitching staff really reeks a little bit. So we'll see what they can do here against the Cincinnati Reds, who come into this game losers of 4 out of their last 5. They'll hand the ball in this one to Nick Lodolo, who's 4-4 on the season, a 3.10 ERA. His last start was against the Cubs, and he was good. 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs allowed. Unfortunately for him, that was a 2-0 loss there for the Reds. So we'll see what he can do here against the Diamondbacks. Obviously not an exceedingly easy offense to face. Lodolo's done some good stuff this year. I'm not going to say he's been like super lights out or anything like that, but his last few starts, he's kept his team in something of a position to win. The Reds bullpen has hit some major bumps in the road recently, all the way up to an ERA over 4. Not nearly as good as we were seeing from them in the early goings. The offense, 1, 4, 2, 3, and 0 runs over their last few games. Seems like it's bottoming out once again. They're tied for 9th in the majors in runs scored, but 17th in batting average and 13th in on-base percentage. A pretty streaky unit. We'll see what they do in this one going up against Eduardo Rodriguez. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a terrible game, but we'll have to wait and see. Looking at the numbers here, the Diamondbacks are minus 105. The Reds are minus 115. We've got a total of 9 out there. The Diamondbacks are 16-14 on the road, 15-13-2 to the over on the road. Cincinnati is 15-16 at home, 17-12-2 to the under at home. I'm going to lean a bit towards the over in this game, guys. In terms of a side, I'm not really sure. Maybe give me the Reds here at home, but I think we're going to see plenty of offense. The Diamondbacks, obviously, the team's going to put up some runs. The Reds, maybe not so much, but Eduardo Rodriguez has been so bad. I think they'll find a way to hit him, and taking it over at the Great American Ballpark doesn't feel like a terrible plan. Hot off the presses here, guys, we're looking at the Chicago Cubs going on the road to take on the Detroit Tigers. The Cubs and Tigers, the lines for this game just dropped, so these are very early lines, but we're going to take a look at them regardless. The Cubs, 39-23 on the season, just won 2 out of 3 there at Washington. Now they're headed to Detroit, where they'll hand the ball to Ben Brown, who's 3-3 on the season, a 5.72 ERA. He's coming off one of his best starts of the year. 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs allowed, striking out 9 and walking 1 against Cincinnati, and a 2-0 win. But his numbers over the course of the year would kind of paint a different picture of how good this guy actually is. He hasn't faced the Tigers, but not somebody that I'm in love with. The Cubs bullpen has been, much, much better here in the later part of the year. A 3.43 bullpen ERA is certainly respectable. The offense, 7, 0, 8, 7, and 2 runs over their last few. This is one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball. They're 2nd in runs scored. They're 2nd in batting average. They're 3rd in on-base percentage. They are rarely going to struggle to put up runs in a game, but this could be a situation where they might struggle, guys, because they're going to be going up against the Detroit Tigers, who just split a 4-game series there at the White Sox, going 2-2 in Chicago against the White Sox. That's embarrassing, flat out embarrassing. So we'll see what they can do in this one, handing the ball to Tariq Skubal, who's 5-2 on the year, a 2.26 ERA. Happy Skubal Day to all those who celebrate, guys. He dominated the Kansas City Royals in his first start after going a complete game there against Cleveland. He went 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, struck out 7, and walked 0. It was eventually a 1-0 loss there for Detroit. The bats for Detroit really kind of disappearing here. We'll see what Skubal can do against the Cubs. Obviously not an easy team to face, but Skubal is a different kind of monster. Now, that Detroit bullpen's been very good all year long, a top 5 bullpen in the majors. The offense has taken some big steps forward and all of a sudden taken some big steps back. They're still 4th in the majors in runs scored, but scoring 2, 5, 1, and 13 runs against the White Sox doesn't exactly fill me with optimism. Now, they are going up against a pretty easy pitcher in this game, so that's something to take into account for sure. Look at the numbers here. The Cubs are plus 172. The Tigers are minus 205. We've got a total of 7 in this game. The Cubs are 18-12 on the road. That's an MLB best road mark. They're 18-10-2 to the over on the road. Detroit is 21-8 at home. They are 17-9-3 to the under at home. I'm not going to take under 7 in this game, but we have to consider the Tigers here at minus 205 as a potential lock of the day. Skuball's on the mound, guys, and that immediately puts any team he's pitching for or against, on the list. I think the Tigers at 2-1 favorites here is not a ridiculous idea at all. Skubal has shown he can go out and dominate against any lineup. Rolling right along here, guys, we've got the Houston Astros going on the road to take on the Cleveland Guardians. The Astros are playing right now, guys, in Pittsburgh. They're up 4-2 in the top of the 6th inning. They already lost game 2 of this series. They're trying to avoid losing the entire series. They're hitting the ball in this game, which will be game 1 against the Guardians, to Colton Gordon, who's 0-1 on the year, a 5.95 ERA. This is only his 5th start of the season, and he's looked, I'm going to say, mediocre. I mean, struggling a bit against Kansas City right out of the gate, giving up 3 earned runs over 5 1/3 against Tampa Bay, 7 hits, 3 earned runs in 5 innings against Seattle, and then 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, including 2 home runs against Tampa Bay. He's given up a total of 4 home runs over his first 4 starts, and when you're facing Tampa Bay twice, Seattle once, and Kansas City once, you weren't exactly facing the toughest offenses. So we'll see what he looks like. Obviously, the Houston bullpen's been solid this year. The offense, though, has been all over the place, and not in a good way. They're 21st in the league in runs scored. They're 14th in on-base percentage. Just not a team that's running a lot of scary hitters up there to the mound. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Guardians, who are 33-28 this season. They just won 1 out of 3 against the Yankees. They'll hand the ball in this one to Logan Allen, who's 3-3 on the year, a 4.22 ERA. Now, his last outing was a bullpen appearance where he pitched 1 scoreless inning there against the Angels. That was back on the 31st, so he's had plenty of rest. We'll see what he looks like here as a starter. Generally, his starts, though, have not looked great this season, struggling against Detroit, struggling against Minnesota. A very good start against Milwaukee, but not that hot of a start against Washington. So we'll see what he looks like here against Houston. Not a team he's faced yet this season. The Cleveland bullpen, obviously not nearly as good as they were last season. Kind of an average bullpen at best. And the offense, kind of where they were at last year. They need Quan and Ramirez to, carry the load here, and that has not generally happened. I mean, they're 22nd in the majors in runs scored. They're 23rd in batting average. Is this really an offense that we're supposed to get super pumped about? It seems like a bit of a big ask to me. I mean, this is just not what I would term an exciting kind of team that's going to pile up a lot of runs. So looking at the numbers here, the Astros are plus 105. The Guardians are minus 125. We've got a total of 8.5 here. Houston, 16-11 on the road, 15-10-2 to the under on the road. Cleveland, 17-11 at home, 15-12-1 to the under at home. With these two guys on the mound, I don't know if I can really lean towards under. I would maybe lean towards over, if anything, but I'm not loving either side in this game, to be honest. I guess just given the numbers here, I'll take the Guardians at home, but I'm more than happy to pass on this one and see if we can find greener pastures. Rolling right along here, guys, we're looking at the Kansas City Royals going on the road to take on the Chicago White Sox. The Royals come to this game fresh off of splitting a doubleheader there against the Cardinals. A pretty amazing grab made there by Bobby Witt Jr. in that game. But some exciting stuff there from the Royals. I mean, they're only 33-30 on the year, so we'll see what they can do here. But they'll hand the ball to Seth Lugo, who's 3-5 this season, a 3.45 ERA. His last couple of outings have looked a little bit problematic. 4 runs, 3 runs, and those starts are against Detroit and Boston. So maybe we can cut him a little bit of slack, but both those games were losses for the Royals. So that's a little bit of a concern. The last time he faced the White Sox, he was good, but did give up 7 hits over 6 2/3. So we're a little bit worried about Seth Lugo in this outing. The Royals' bullpen's been very solid all year long. No questions there. The offense coming alive a little bit, guys. 7, 5, and 10 runs in their series against the Cardinals. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this offense, progresses throughout the season. So far, it's been bad. 28th in runs scored, 26th in slugging. I mean, not really the kind of offense you would get excited about. Now, they're taking on the White Sox, who just managed to win 2 out of 3 there against the Tigers. That RBI single in the 10th inning. Pretty crazy stuff there from the White Sox. They'll hand the ball here to Davis Martin, who's 2-6 on the year, a 3.67 ERA. His last start, he got shelled at Baltimore. Start for that was pretty good against Texas. Start for that pretty good against Seattle. So we'll see which version we get of him here. I'm expecting him to be pretty good, but the last time he faced the Royals, he got shelled. That was in Kansas City, but still not great history against here for Davis Martin. Now, the bullpen situation for the White Sox is something you certainly have to look at, and has been good. A 4.43 bullpen ERA, a pretty big yikes there. In terms of the offense, I mean, let's not overreact too much to a little bit of success recently. They're still only 26th in the majors in runs scored and 29th in batting average. So we'll see how that works out. Looking at the numbers, the Royals are minus 170. The White Sox are plus 150. We've got a total of 8 out there. The Royals are 13-17 on the road, 18-11-1 to the under on the road. The White Sox are 14-17 at home, 17-12-2 to the over at home. I think this is a pretty good spot to back the Royals, actually. Now, I'm not going to take a -1.5, and I'm a little bit worried about the fatigue situation here after they just played a doubleheader, but we have to at least consider this. Lugo's got pretty good history against the White Sox. Davis Martin has bad history against the Royals. -170, though, kind of an expensive price tag, so maybe we just wait and see. Next on the docket, we're looking at the San Diego Padres going on the road to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Padres come into this game 35-26 on the year. They just lost 2 out of 4 there at the Giants. So I guess splitting a 4-game series, not the end of the world. If you cashed the other side of that yesterday, maybe go ahead and slam that like button. But regardless, guys, the Padres hand the ball in this one to Randy Vasquez, who's 3-4 on the year, a 3.99 ERA. And I would say his last 3 starts have all looked pretty bad. Bad starts against the Pirates, Marlins, and Toronto. Really makes me think you probably kind of suck. So we're going to see what Vasquez can do in this one. Obviously, the Padres bullpen has been excellent this year, but not enough to keep him out of trouble. The offense has been perplexingly bad this season. After the first 30 or so games, they've just tailed off. I mean, this were 2, 5, 3, 1, and 6 runs over their last few games. Nothing too special there. They're currently sitting at 20th in the majors in runs scored, 22nd in slugging percentage. Shockingly, not an offense that you should be that scared of. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Brewers, who are playing their best ball of the season. I mean, what are they sitting at? What have they done? Like 9? They've won 9 out of their last 10. Like, that's pretty nuts. They'll hand the ball in this one to Chad Patrick, who's 3-4 on the year, a 2.97 ERA. His last time out, a very good start there at the Phillies. It wasn't a 17-7 blowout, but he went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, only 2 earned runs in that one. I mean, over his last 5 starts, he's looked pretty good in all of them. So somebody I'm feeling pretty decent about. Has he faced the Padres yet this year? I don't believe. No, he has not faced the Padres yet this year. So that'll be a new experience for him and a new experience for the Padres. Now, that Milwaukee bullpen has looked pretty bad this year. It's getting better slightly, but not significantly enough for me to get too excited about it. A 4.42 bullpen ERA, nothing to write home about. Offensively, I mean, 9, 2, 3, 5, and 17 runs over their last few. That's a big step in the right direction. This team is up to 8th in the majors in runs scored. They are 21st in batting average and 25th in slugging, so let's not overreact too much. Look at the numbers here. The Padres are plus 122. The Brewers are minus 145. Got a total of 8.5. The Padres are 15-16 on the road, 16-14-1 to the under on the road. Milwaukee 18-10 at home, 17-10-1 to the under at home. I mean, I'm going to take the Brewers here. I don't like Vasquez anymore. He's not taking any more of my money, guys. So let me get a little look here at the Brewers at minus 145. It's a bit expensive, but the way they're swinging the bats, the way Chad Patrick's been throwing the ball, I think Milwaukee's in a pretty good spot in this game. Next on the docket, guys, we're looking at the Toronto Blue Jays going on the road to take on the Minnesota Twins. The Blue Jays come into this game 33-29 on the year. They just won 2 out of 3 against the Phillies. Unfortunately, we don't have a confirmed starter for them in this game or any numbers out yet, so we're just taking a peek at this one in case it's something we want to include in the pinned comment later on. Now, the Blue Jays, just in terms of their, rotation in general, I mean, they're starting pitching 18th in the majors in quality starts. As a team, they're 21st in earned run average. Not exactly looking like a lights out kind of unit, but they've had some guys in there that have done some good stuff. So we'll wait and see who they're actually going to put on the mound now. If it ends up being a bullpen start from Toronto, not a bad bullpen, guys. A 3.33 bullpen ERA kind of makes you feel pretty good. So we'll see what they can do on the mound. At the plate, things have looked great recently. I mean, 9, 2, 3, 8, 8, 11, and 12 runs over their last few. Is that going to last? We'll have to wait and see. They're up to 10th in the majors in batting average. They are 9th in on-base percentage. I kind of feel like the wheels are going to come off at some point. We'll see if that happens here as they go on the road to take on the Twins, who come into this game 34-28 on the season. They just won 3 out of 4 at the Athletics. They'll hand the ball in this one to Bailey Ober, who's 4-1 on the year, a 3.48 ERA. Now, his last start was against the Mariners, and it wasn't great. 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs allowed. So he managed to pitch his way out of trouble a bit. We'll see what he looks like here at home. I am expecting at least slightly better stuff from him at home. Going up against Toronto, it's not a team he's faced yet this year, so we'll see what he looks like, but I'm generally expecting Ober to be pretty solid. Now, the bullpen for the Twins has been excellent as well. A 3.30 bullpen ERA, no problems there. The offense has been on quite the tear recently. I don't know if we can expect that to continue, but they're up to 16th in the majors in runs scored, 20th in batting average, and 20th in on-base percentage, though. So, kind of a mixed bag. Unfortunately, no numbers for this game, so it's going to have to be a wait-and-see spot. But make sure you're checking that pinned comment. It could end up getting put in there much later in the day. Cruising right through these games, we're looking at the LA Dodgers going on the road to take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, the Dodgers just split a 4-game series at home against the Mets. Then they had to fly to St. Louis. So from LA to St. Louis, not exactly the shortest flight. They'll hand the ball in this one to Justin Robleski. He comes into this game 1-1 in the year, an 8.00 ERA. This young 24-year-old is making his 3rd start in the big leagues this year. His first, or no, his second start, his third outing, third outing. His first start and only start this year was back in April 8th against Washington. He got shelled. His last time out was back on the 15th, so still quite a while ago against the Athletics in a 19-2 blowout where he threw the ball very well. So we'll see what we get from him in this game. I'm not expecting miracles, but he is a lefty, so that is something, to definitely take into consideration here. The Dodgers bullpen has struggled recently, no doubt there. A 3.90 bullpen ERA, not what this franchise had in mind for this season. The offense, though, continues to cruise, guys. I mean, they're currently first in the majors still in runs scored, first in batting average, first in slugging percentage, and second in on-base percentage. I mean, Freeman, Ohtani, Hernandez, they have monsters on this lineup. So we'll see what they can do on the road against the Cardinals, who just split that two-game series, or split that doubleheader against the Royals, but lost 2 out of 3 in the series. They'll hand the ball here to Sonny Gray, who's 6-1 this season, a 3.65 ERA. Now, going up against the Dodgers could be a little bit scary. His last time he dominated the Texas Rangers, but facing the Dodgers, I mean, the last time he faced an offense at close to that level, he got destroyed by the Phillies. So we'll see which version of Sonny Gray we get here. The Cardinals bullpen obviously looking better down the stretch, but not incredible, guys. Currently a 4.09 bullpen ERA. The offense is where the strength of this team has been all year long. They're currently 9th in the majors in runs scored, 3rd in batting average, batting .259 as a team, 6th in on-base percentage. We've liked what we've seen from Brendan Donovan this season. We've liked what we've seen from Contreras this season. We'll see what happens in this one. Now, the odds makers have this listed as a coin flip. Both teams -110. We've got a total of 8.5 out there. The Dodgers are 13-14 on the road, 14-13 to the over on the road. The Cardinals are 20-9 at home, 16-11-2 to the over at home. I mean, I'm not going to take under in this game. I'll lean towards over 8.5 with these two guys in the mound, even with Sonny Gray, but not a spot I love. In terms of a side, I am going to take the Cardinals at home at -110. This kind of tricky travel spot for the Dodgers cancels out, at least in my mind. The Cardinals playing a doubleheader yesterday, so giving the Cardinals here at as a very small lean. Next up, we're looking at the New York Mets going on the road to take on the Colorado Rockies. The Mets come into this game 39-24 on the season. They just won 2 out of 4 there against the Dodgers. They'll hand the ball to Kodai Senga in this game, who's 6-3 on the year, a 1.60 ERA. He has been lights out. Now, this is his second straight start there against Colorado. His last one back on the 31st of last month, 6 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs in an 8-2 win over Colorado. So we'll see what he does here. Obviously, Senga's been very, very good this season, and so has the Mets bullpen. No complaints there. Second best in the majors, a 2.88 bullpen ERA. The offense has been underwhelming, I'll say. And I mean, they're still 11th in the majors in runs scored. They're still 7th in slugging. They're still 7th in on-base percentage. Lindor being out with a fractured toe, but not put on the IL, is a big concern for an offense that's needed him really, really bad. Soto doesn't really feel like it's working out, if I'm being honest. Pete Alonso has fallen off a cliff after getting off to an insane start early on, so we'll see what happens. But the Mets dealing with some stuff right here. So they're taking on the Rockies, who are 12-50 on the year. They're the 3-0 over their last 3 games, winning 3-2, 3-2, and 6-4 at the Marlins. Now they're going back home to play the Mets, a team that just swept them. So we'll see how that works out as they hand the ball to Antonio Senzatella, who's 1-10 this year, a 7.14 ERA. His last start was against the Mets, and he got shelled, giving up 7 earned runs on 8 hits over 4 innings of work in an 8-2 loss. So only going to be expecting bad stuff from Senzatella. Only going to be expecting mediocre stuff from the bullpen there from the Rockies. I mean, a 4.01 bullpen ERA, while not terrible, it's also not great. And offensively, this team has been bad this year, guys. Not good. Last in runs scored, last in batting average, last in on-base percentage. Probably the worst definitely the worst baseball team, probably the worst offense in all of baseball. So, looking at the numbers, the Mets are -310, the Rockies are +250. We've got a total of 10.5. The Mets are 15-17 on the road, 19-12-1 to the under on the road. Colorado is 6-22 at home. That's an MLB worst at home. They're 14-13-1 to the over at home, so basically a 500 over-under team. I actually think under 10.5 is live in this game. Obviously, I'm not too interested in the side. I'm not going to be backing the Mets here with all the injuries and stuff they have going on, but maybe you could. I think it's going to be pretty chalky, though. This game, mostly a stay-away spot. Next up, we got the Seattle Mariners going on the road to take on the LA Angels. The Mariners 32-29 on the year after getting swept by the Orioles. I don't even know how that happens with how bad the Orioles have been this season. The Mariners will hand the ball to Bryce Miller in this game. He's 2-4 on the season, a 5.36 ERA. His last 3 starts have been concerning. Struggling against Minnesota, getting shelled by Toronto, and kind of getting shelled there by the Athletics as well. So we'll see if he's got a bounce back in him here going up against the Angels, a team that he pitched really well against back on April 29th. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see which version of him we get here. He struggled recently, but he's got some positive history against his opponent here. Now, the Seattle bullpen has been very good at times this season, but up to a 3.80 ERA right now. Doesn't exactly fill me with tons of optimism. The Mariners' offense has fallen off a cliff. 3, 2, 1, 2, 5, 6, and 3 runs over their last few games. They are sitting at 13th in runs scored, 24th in batting average, 14th in slugging percentage. Seems like what we saw from them in the first, 40-ish games might have been a little bit of fake news. So we'll see what the Mariners can do here on the road against the Angels, who are 28-33 on the year. They just won 2 out of 3 at Fenway. They'll hand the ball in this game to Kyle Hendricks, who's 2-6 this season, a 5.34 ERA. His last start was at Cleveland, and it was not good. 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs allowed. Gave a couple home runs in that game as well. So, we'll see which version of Kyle Hendricks we get in this game. Not somebody I'm usually interested in showing much support for. Now, the Angels' bullpen, it's a problem. Third worst in the majors, a 5.75 bullpen ERA. Clearly a big part of why they've struggled this year. The bats have come alive, though. 9, 4, 7, 2, 5, and 4 runs over their last few is, big steps in a positive direction. They're 18th in the majors in runs scored, 9th in slugging percentage, but 27th in batting average, 28th in on base percentage. There's reason for concern. So we'll see what kind of stuff goes on here with the Angels. The Mariners are minus 145. The Angels are plus 125. We got a total of 9 in this game. Seattle is 16-12 on the road, a 500 over/under team on the road. The Angels are 10-15 at home, 13-11-1 to the under at home. I'm going to lean here just a bit towards the Angels at plus 125 at home here. I haven't loved what I've seen from Bryce Miller recently. I know he had a decent start against the Angels, a couple weeks ago, but I'm not in love with this spot. I'll be honest. I would take the Angels at plus 125. You can maybe talk me into a little look at the under, but I think the main lean on this game is going to be the Angels. They're getting plus money. Hendricks hasn't been great, so maybe this is a stay away spot, but I'm not backing Bryce Miller right now. Next up, we're looking at the Baltimore Orioles going on the road to take on the Sacramento Athletics. The Orioles are coming alive. They've won 6 in a row, and they've won, up to 9 out of their last 11 or something like that. They've got a long way to go. We'll see what happens here as they hand the ball to Dean Kremer, who's 5-5 on the year, a 4.70 ERA. His last couple of starts have been his best starts of the season. Now, those starts were against Boston and the White Sox, so maybe we shouldn't freak out too much, but you gotta love how he's throwing the ball right now, at least. Now, the Orioles bullpen, a huge problem. A 5.12 bullpen ERA, clearly a major weakness of this team. The offense is supposed to be what carries this squad. They scored 4-3, 5-3, 4-2, and 4 runs over their last few. Nothing like the unit we were seeing a year ago that was just putting up huge, crooked numbers constantly. They're 25th in on-base percentage and 25th in runs scored. Not that kind of offense this season. So we'll see what they can do against the Athletics, who come into this game 24-40 on the year. They've been floundering. They did win 1 out of 4 against the Twins with a blowout win there, a 14-3 win. But we'll see what happens as they hand the ball to J.P. Sears, who's 4-5 on the year, a 5.05 ERA. His last start, he was a bit better there at Toronto. 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, but they lost that game 8-4. In the game before that, he got shelled by Houston, and I don't know. I'm not really sold for much here on this A's team. It has looked pretty rough down the stretch. The bullpen is horrendous, the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball. The offense, while it's coming off a 14-run game, is still struggling, down to 15th in runs scored and 11th in on-base percentage. So looking at the numbers here, guys, unfortunately, there are not any. So maybe these starters are about to change. We don't know why we don't have numbers here, but this has to be a wait-and-see spot until then. I would think we might want to back Dean Kremer, which would feel a little bit weird, but we got to wait and see. Last but not least, we got the Atlanta Braves going on the road to take on the San Francisco Giants. The Braves are coming off a historic collapse, giving up 7 runs in the 9th inning to lose that game 11-10 there against the Diamondbacks. They've lost 4 in a row. They're handing the ball in this one to Spencer Schwellenbach, who's 4-4 on the year, a 3.13 ERA. It hasn't been an easy season for him necessarily. Now, his last start, he dominated the Red Sox in a 5-0 win. And we do see the Braves are 4-1 over his last 5 starts, but things are very, very messy there in Atlanta right now. So we'll see how that affects this young 25-year-old. Maybe it won't affect him at all. He hasn't faced the Giants yet this year, so we'll see what he can do. The Braves bullpen obviously imploding there, up to a 3.90 bullpen ERA, and I don't think that number is updated, so it's probably even worse in this one. In the offense, scoring 10 runs and losing has to feel pretty brutal. They scored 10, 1, 3, 1, and 5 over their last few games. This is an average offense at best. 23rd in runs scored, 15th in on-base percentage, 18th in batting average. I'm not going to freak out about this team at the plate, really. I think that would be crazy. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Giants, who just won 2 out of 4 there against the Padres, and they won the last 2 in that series. So they've got some momentum coming into this one, winning some one-run games. And, they won 3-2 for us yesterday. So slam that like button if you enjoyed cashing that Giants play. They're going to hand the ball to Hayden Birdsong in this game. This young 23-year-old did some good stuff last year and has done some good stuff this season. He's started in his last 3 outings, and the Giants are 2-1 in those outings. He's given up a grand total of, 4 earned runs over those 3 starts, so that's not too bad. The only team he struggled with a little bit was struggled against Detroit. His last time out, 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and a 4-2 win at Miami. So, liking that a lot. Maybe we'll see a decent outing from him here against Atlanta. Not a team he's faced this year. The bullpen for the Giants has been amazing. Best in the major leagues. The offense is where the problems are for this team. They're 17th in runs scored, 22nd in on-base percentage, and 25th in batting average. If this ends up being an average offense, I think they would love to see that. They scored 3, 6, 2, 0, 4, 0, and 2 over their last few. Not going to put up a lot of runs. So, looking at the numbers here, the Braves are minus 135. The Giants are plus 115. We've got a total of 7.5. Atlanta's only 10-20 on the road. They're a 500 over-under team on the road. San Francisco is 19-11 at home, 18-12 to the under at home. I honestly think under 7.5 is very live in this game. I like what Schwellenbach can do. I like what Birdsong can do, and neither offense wows me. So under is live, but I think we got to take the Giants here at plus 115 at home, and it could be our dog of the day because, man, they're a lot better home team than Atlanta is on the road. And yeah, the Giants getting plus money here with Birdsong on the mound doesn't feel too bad. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're getting over to stumpthespread.com, getting on that free email newsletter list. It's great information straight to your inbox every single day, guys, and it is more than worth the 5 seconds of effort it takes to get it, and then you'll get it every single day. So definitely get over there, sign up for that. If you're interested in being part of the giveaway, get on that channel member list by hitting that little join button. That is also, very worth doing if you want a chance to win a hoodie. And we will see you guys right back here, same time, same place tomorrow for more sports betting action.